Good evening. It's 6:15. The Dudley Conservation Commission will now come to order. It's September 18th, 2019. Members present.
Nancy Vukovic.
Samantha Costello.
George Slingo.
Fran Mikulajczyk.
Okay, first on the agenda is Stefan Sage Baker Pond Drawdown Request. Did I say it right?
Stefan.
All right, close enough. Sorry.
It's okay. Happens all the time. So the Baker Pond Association's requesting a drawdown commencing on November 1st. We were not able to do a drawdown last year due to the construction of the dam down in South Charlton Reservoir because we were not allowed to put water into their system at all. And that was after spending that summer close to $40,000, actually $45,000 to treat the pond for one of our new invasive weeds. So we're looking forward to trying to get as maximum a drawdown as we can get this year. In my 25 or so years on the pond, I think we got it down once just so it was trickling through the sluice gate. And I was hoping that we might be able to get it to that point. There's a natural barrier to lowering the lake any further than that out by the point of Kruger Island. Are you familiar with the lake?
Nope.
Share.
Okay.
Where I circled the thread, there's a ledge. And once you get to that point, there's no more water going into that second little pond just before the dam off to the right. So there's a maximum that we can draw down the majority of our pond. Plus we have a beaver problem on the lake that every night they attempt to block the sluice gate. And we go down every morning and we open it up. So it's a slow process, and it's one where if we can get the sluice gate open full, I think we'll have a successful chance of getting it there. And there's always the concern that too much water is going out, but because the beavers block it every night, it slows the process. Plus, I know the pond below us and the gate, not the sluice, the culvert under Baker Pond Road, not Baker Pond, Ramshorn Road, can handle the flow, and same with lower down, because when the water is really flowing over the dam and the emergency spillway, there's more water going over that in the springtime than would ever go through the sluice gate culvert. So that's the first issue.
Okay, what's the second issue?
The second is 2 orders of conditions that are coming up due in November.
Those are next on the agenda.
Oh, okay. All right.
I
We
think
have
you've
to vote on
done
the
it in the
drawdown,
past,
do we?
right?
Huh?
You've done the opening of the sluice gate in the past, yeah.
Now,
Mhm.
the town has put a locked cover over it. I'm assuming they gave you the key to that locked cover, because somebody was throwing rocks into the area where the key goes in.
Yes, I believe Michelle did. We have it in file.
Okay.
Okay, someone want to make a motion?
Do we need a motion for that?
Do we?
Yes, okay. Does that
Doesn't
go-
hurt.
Huh?
Doesn't hurt, I guess.
Sure, I make a motion that we grant the drawdown request for Baker Pond.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to start the drawdown on November 1st for Baker Pond. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Next is the order of conditions.
I move we extend the existing order of conditions
Two.
for,
There are
Drawd-
there are 2 orders of conditions. One's for weed control and one's for the drawdown.
okay, so I move we extend both orders of conditions, one for drawdowns and one for weed control for Baker Pond for the next 3 years.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to allow the drawdown order conditions and the weed control order conditions for Baker Pond Road. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And George, can you and I connect like we have had in the past?
Yep, you still got my cell phone?
I think I have your cell phone number on me.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next on Lyons Road, we still waiting on that, or is that?
Yeah, they're finalizing the engineering plans, and the DEP number has not been issued yet.
Okay, so it's going to be continued.
Do I move we continue the public hearing for Lyons Road to October 9th?
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to continue the hearing for Lyons Road to the 9th, October 9th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 75 Scofield Ave, NOI for a well replacement, well number 3.
Good evening. George Petrus from Water and Sewer. As some of you may or may not know, our station number 3 on Scofield Ave is going to be undergoing a well replacement project, an emergency well replacement. It's a collapsed well that's been band-aided a couple times already, and it's about on its last leg. We put together a package real quickly to get this station on into the readiness for a complete well replacement. The final stages are a survey which was done, and during this survey, was conducted to how far our well replacement will be from the nearest riverbed, which was the French River and Potash Brook that comes across Scofield Ave from our Station 6 area and moves to the right side of our Station 3, if you're familiar with Station 3. We're just shy of the 200-foot buffer for that. And
Hold on one second. I've just been informed that I didn't open the public hearing. I'll open the public hearing at 6:23. Sorry.
Butters present?
Now you can
George.
continue.
Okay. Anyway, I'm sure you're all familiar with the station setup anyway in Scofield Ave. The right side, the back side has a large buffer to the riverbed in the rear, French River. That's actually where our aquifer comes for our well. The right side has Potash Brook, which is, I believe, close to 200, just shy of 200 feet from the right side. Now, our well is going to be to the right of the building, approximately 25 to 30 feet to the right of the building. This is the replacement well. The initial well right now is in the building. It's a shaft-driven well down into about 40 feet down. The new well will be to the right, like I said, 30 feet or so. It'll be probably about 55 feet or so with a submersible pump, and then it'll be piped into the building. I'm just doing a brief synopsis of what it's about, and then I'll hand it over to the experts to tell you the whole gist of it. But we're looking for a variance on this. Is that what the
Order of condition.
order condition? Okay. I'll let him take over from here just so we get it all right, because this stuff is still kind of new to me on the conservation end.
Sure, thank you. Scott Jordan from Ecotech, and I have some abutter notification.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, I think you did a good job. How many folks have a copy of the plan? We just have the
You've
reduced.
got one copy.
Just one? Okay. So basically, Scott Morrison from my office was on this site end of July and delineated the mean annual high water line of Potash Brook with our series flags down here. and we show the 100 inner riparian and the 200-foot riverfront area here. And he delineated B-series bordering vegetated wetland associated with Potash Brook. And we're showing the 100-foot buffer zone for that boundary here. And then to the north, he delineated a bordering vegetated wetland with an A-series. And the 100-foot buffer zone for that wetland is shown here. So basically jurisdictional-wise, that lays out, shows you what we're looking at. We're looking at the well to be drilled in the outer riverfront area and within the buffer, actually it's outside of the buffer zone, but it's within the outer riverfront area. It's within existing lawn. We have erosion control barriers proposed, and we have a separate area for the castings, the spoils from the drill. Those will be immediately removed, and the area will be seeded. So that's it. Pretty simple project.
Any abutters? Any questions from the board?
No.
Hearing none, I'll close the meeting at 6:26.
I'll make a motion that we issue a standard order of conditions for a well replacement for 75 Scofield Avenue.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for replacement well on Scofield Ave. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next is 22 Roberts Road, RDA for a septic system repair. Roberts Road.
Peter Engel from McClure Engineering. Basically,
Speaking to the microphone.
existing
You can pull it right
Pick it
out.
up.
existing three-bedroom home, septic system, leach field replacement in an existing lawn area with about 200 square feet of clearing. There's a perennial stream in the front of the house. The leach field would be outside the 100-foot riverfront zone, and outside the 50-foot restricted Title V zone. Pretty simple, not much clearing. Talked to Matt Morrow, and he recommended the RDA, so.
You said the perennial stream's in front of the house?
Yeah, so there's you see where the pond is?
Yeah.
So the pond outlets to a brook, which is a perennial stream, across the driveway.
What is the distance between 50 feet buffer? Okay. So
So the system's gonna be about 110, 120 feet from the bank.
Feet from the bank of what? This is the pond. isn't
Where
this-
you point, can you point to where you mean?
So this is the brook.
Yep.
The field would be here. This is the 100-foot riverfront.
Okay. But from the pond
So
itself,
from the
you're
pond, it's gonna be about
About 65?
65, 70 feet. The existing leach field, it's a single trench, actually goes to within that 50-foot buffer zone, so we would be improving upon
A
the
definite
existing.
improvement. Are there any abutters? This is an NOI, right?
No,
No.
RDA.
RDA, oh, okay. So there's no, I don't have public. all right.
No. Our consultant performed a site inspection and recommended a negative number 3 determination. So I move to issue a negative 3 determination of applicability to 22 Roberts Road.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the septic repair for Roberts Road, 22 Roberts Road. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next on the agenda is 114 Pierpoint Road, RDA for septic system repair.
All right. This one is on Pierpont Pond, obviously. The existing cesspool is about 30 feet from the pond. Proposing to add a pump chamber, pump to a leach field up near Pierpont Road. It's going to be about 70 feet from the pond. We are within some well offsets, which were approved by the Board of Health last night. So the Board of Health has approved the plan.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're moving the leach field
Changes.
further from the pond and the existing cesspool. The whole site is within a 100-foot buffer. The
There
100-foot
was the
buffer
old
is in that
cesspool.
lower left corner.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that either.
Sounds like certainly a lot better than the cesspool down by the water.
Any abutters? Any questions from the board?
Again, since Matt, our consultant, performed a site inspection and recommended a negative 3 determination, I move to issue a negative 3 determination of applicability to 114 Pierpont Road.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the RDA for 114 Pierpont Road, a septic repair. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Cesspool.
Thank you.
Someone's got a house with a cesspool.
There were several on Pierpont Road.
You don't have any more? You're welcome. Sister-in-law. Okay, next on the agenda is 14 Lakeview Ave, NOI for construction of a 2-story dwelling using existing foundation. Applicant just added removal of 19 trees which require amended notice of intent. Applicant is coming in September 23rd to amend the NOI.
This was published in the newspaper, so technically the public hearing has to be opened.
Okay. So I will open the public hearing at
6:34,
6:34.
34.
They're asking for a continuance till September 23rd.
October 9th.
I mean, October 9th, I'm sorry.
October 9th? I thought you just said the 23rd.
No, our next meeting isn't until October 9th.
Oh, October 9th.
Right.
You didn't need to be here tonight. You didn't have to, no, because it's.
No,
It's continued today. He's changing what he's asking to do. He's adding the,
Will the abutters be notified again with what the changes will be prior to that meeting? Like, we've got an abutters notice, will we get another one?
Yes, he will. He'll have to post it again and notify again.
And does he only notify the abutters that are immediately
Yes.
re-
aside him, that's it?
The requirement is 100 feet from the property lines in all directions, and he has to get a certified list from the assessor's office. So what they do is they have the picture of the property, and then it automatically will go 100 feet in all directions. Because it's only, if you're more than 100 feet from the property line, you wouldn't get a notification.
It's funny.
No, only, not for conservation. It could have been for planning or zoning. Sometimes they require 300 feet. But for,
Is that something that was changed? Because I remember doing something through conservation when we had some cement slabs put in on the water.
mhm.
I had to send notices to like so many people.
Well,
So
I've been
that must
here,
have been-
I've been doing conservation for 19 years, so if it was prior to that, then I can't, okay.
so it might
The
be-
state requires 100 feet, yep, so,
So it's October 9th.
yes,
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
you're
I make a
welcome.
motion, we continue the public hearing for 14 Lakeview Avenue to our next meeting on October 9th.
I'll second it.
A motion's been made and seconded to continue the hearing for 14 Lakeview Ave to October 9th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is 118 Klondike Road, duplicate order of conditions, just one needs to be signed.
Yeah, it just needs to be signed. The original was lost,
Oh,
so this is a duplicate,
Now, Noble Street is not,
October 9th.
October 9th, gotcha.
okay. Is there anything else?
Just a minute.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented for August 28th, 2019.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the minutes of August 28th, 2019. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Just in time.